This is McCook's Mr. Bill. It's an honor to have you here. When I was 12 years old, I was shot 3/8 of an inch off of this left eye. 3/8 of an inch is the distance between seeing and not seeing for the rest of my life. When I was 18, I happened to be wearing sunglasses that day that my friend's father said, "Hey, you want to shoot this 11 millimeter pre-World War I rifle?" And of course, like a kid in the candy shop, I wanted to shoot it and did. But it didn't shoot. It exploded in the chamber. And if not for my $1 pair of sunglasses that I had on, I would have been blind for the rest of my life. I started wearing sunglasses or some kind of protective glasses when I mowed or anything else for the rest of my life. By the mid-20s, though, I started finding that I had a little difficulty driving at night with oncoming headlights. Seemed to bother my eyes more than most people. By my mid-30s, I was having enough trouble that I started using regular eye drops, and did from the mid-30s on up to about 50. And at age 50, I started having even more trouble than that was going to get me by. And so the eye doctor, he said, you need to use a gel eye drop. And it's $10 for a half ounce. Not a cheap product by any means, but it made the difference in my eyes. I went in at 62 years old, 3 years back from now. I'm 65 now. 3 years back, 62 years old, and I was having even more trouble, and it felt like my eyes had gravel in them. And he said, your tear ducts have basically quit working. And he said, plus you have a cataract starting on the top of your left eye. And he said that probably within 3 years you're going to need cataract surgery. Okay. At that same time period, I was getting groceries for my wife's aunt and a regimen of vitamins she always would have me pick up for her. And while at Walmart picking up her vitamins, I noticed Bilberry out there. And that clicked in me that my father, in World War II, the beginnings of it, he was driving and volunteered to drive gasoline trucks to the front lines, to the tanks. And they had them, the British gave it to them, that Bilberry, so that they could see better at night. And they quite often ran with their headlights off, so the Germans didn't have an easy target out there. And so they'd drive at night without any lights. He did quite well with it. He spoke of it a couple of times to me, but I just blew it off as a kid. Well, when I saw this at the store, that triggered that memory, and I thought, what the heck? And so I got it. I said it might help a little bit with my eyes, without doing any research ahead of time. Well, within 30 days of taking it, I noticed an entire different eye. The cataract and the dull pain up there on the top, inside the eye, had went away. It just wasn't there anymore. I also was using the gel eye drops a lot less, and that was a blessing. And on hazy or cloudy days, I don't use it at all. I don't need to. And so I continue to take the Bilberry, now 3 years, and I have at least stabilized the eye, and it's sure no worse conditions, and no more gravel in them, that type of thing. Now, I do also add to the Bilberry, I drink more water than I used to. I think that's also another key factor for myself. I'm not saying you do it, I'm just saying what's worked for me. If you have eye trouble, get to the doctor and, follow his advice. Bilberry. It might mean the difference down the road, if not today, for you. Thank you for your time.